Hello and welcome back. Let's continue our discussion on cell organelles. In my last video, I had discussed about the endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes and Golgi apparatus. Here we will be discussing about the mitochondria, the lysosome and the vacuoles. Now in this diagram of a cell, can you see those tiny rod-shaped structures? These are the mitochondria. A singular mitochondria is known as a mitochondrion. This is the site where the cell generates energy, so it is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Now let's have a look at the structure of a mitochondrion. You can see here the mitochondrion has two membrane envelope. The outer membrane is smooth and porous in nature. It allows the transfer of molecules and ions. It contains a protein called porin. But the inner membrane is thrown into folds. Can you see the folds? And since it is folded, you can see that the inner membrane has a much greater surface area than the outer membrane. You know why it is so? Because the energy production takes place here. So more the surface area, the more will be the production of energy. The ridges formed by the foldings of the inner membrane are known as cristae. The inner cavity of the mitochondria has matrix that is proteinaceous in nature, and it contains the DNA, ribosomes and phosphate granules. The cristae are studded with some round bodies which are known as oxysome or F0F1 particles. F0F1 particles because they have a F0 stalk and a F1 head. Actually, it is these oxysomes that take part in the synthesis of the energy-rich ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Another significant thing that you can notice in the mitochondria is that they have their own DNA and ribosomes. That is why the mitochondria can replicate as well as synthesize their own protein. So the mitochondria is known as a semi-autonomous organelle. The points that we have discussed are given in the description box below. You can go through them and also note them down. Now the functions of the mitochondria. They are the sites for cellular respiration. That means respiration at the cellular level takes place in the mitochondria. They use the oxygen to oxidize carbohydrates and fats that are present in the cell, and they oxidize them to carbon dioxide and water. Oxidation releases chemical energy needed to power the cell's biochemical reactions. The chemical energy produced by the mitochondria is stored in a small molecule which is known as the adenosine triphosphate. Since mitochondria synthesizes energy-rich ATP, it is called the powerhouse of the cell. Moving on to the next organelle, that is the lysosome. The lysosomes are tiny, spherical, sac-like structures that are distributed in the cytoplasm. They are actually small vesicles which are surrounded by a single membrane. The lysosome contains very powerful enzymes, and these enzymes are capable of digesting or breaking down all organic materials. The enzymes of the lysosome are prepared by the rough endoplasmic reticulum. They are then sent to the Golgi apparatus where they are modified, and from there they are transported to the lysosome. Next we have the functions of the lysosome. So they perform intercellular digestion. They are called the digestive bags of the cell. You see in the figure, when a food vacuole engulfs the food particle, the lysosome comes and acts upon it, and the digestive enzyme of the lysosome digests the food. They destroy the foreign particles like bacteria and virus in a similar way. They are also called the garbage disposal system of the cell. That is because they remove the poorly working cell organelles and cell debris by digesting them. In the figure, you can see how a poorly working mitochondria is destroyed by the lysosome. Now, when a cell is aged or damaged, the lysosome bursts and the enzyme eats up their own cell. So, the lysosomes are also known as the suicide bags of the cell. In the figure you can see how a damaged cell is eaten up by the lysosomes. Next is the vacuoles. The vacuoles are membrane-bound spaces either filled with fluid or solid. This is a figure of the central vacuole of a plant cell. The vacuole contains fluid that is different from the cytoplasm, and this fluid is known as the cell sap. The membrane surrounding the vacuole is known as the tonoplast. The membranes are composed of phospholipids embedded with proteins that help in transporting molecules across the membrane. Now see in the figure, the vacuoles in the plant cell are distinct, large and permanent. In the plant cell, they provide turgidity and rigidity to the cell, structure and support for the growing plant, maintains the shape of the cell and also the balance of water in the cell. Vacuoles are not generally present in the animal cell, but if present, they are very small and temporary. Vacuoles present in the animal cell are typically known as vesicles. They help in the process of endocytosis and exocytosis. In animal cell, they act as storage sacs and also plays an important role in the waste disposal. Thank you for watching. Do like and share my video and subscribe to my channel by clicking on the bell icon.